The mad scientist gets a giant surprise visitor. And no, we're not talking about Santa Claus.
Now there's a first. It's so cold, our breath is forming on the inside of these windows into ice.
While everyone else is wishing for a white Christmas, Mark Drury is out there braving the freezing temperatures, wishing for a white-tail Christmas. I'm Matt Drury, and this is a throwback edition of DoD TV. This segment of DoD TV is brought to you by Muddy Outdoors. When it comes to patterning and hunting down those giant whitetails, nobody does it better at DoD than Mark Drury, the mad scientist himself. In the late season of 2008, Mark is after a giant buck that he calls Chiquita. Yeah, like the banana. But after several unsuccessful days and frigid temperatures, a giant walks out, and no, not Chiquita, but a Christmas surprise is about to happen.
This season has been one to remember. Lots of deer dying, great bow harvest, hunting with Taylor, hunting with the family. As I headed into the late season, I really wanted to cap the season off. I was probably going to be a little choosy, and I'm looking for one particular deer. Okay, this is a little different. Don't have a cameraman, doing an interview in the reflection. I got a brand new gun. It's an Endeavor. I'm going to sight it in. Saw a huge buck last night. I'm going to go back in there tonight and observe from about probably a half mile just to see if I can see that same buck coming out. I'm gonna make dadgum sure though this gun's shooting, and thus far the early results are good. I'm at 150, I'm getting ready to go back to 175, but it's looking good. I'm a 2-pellet man. Let's go check it out, see what the damage is. I'm shooting a BDC reticle out of an Endeavor with 2 777 pellets and a 250 grain shockwave bullet. I think I'd let her rip at 175. That little contraption right over my right shoulder is the bomb. It's the high-rise hunter from Kenneth Davis. He's a buddy of mine out of Mississippi. You can take the thing, put it wherever you want, put it in the field, hunt out of it. Tonight, I'm using it to observe. I built a permanent blind over there that I'm gonna be watching. Saw a big deer there last night. Didn't have my camera, but he's big, and I hope he comes back out tonight. I'm gonna try and get some footage of it. I've got my Nikon spotter here. It's gonna be a good evening. We're hunting not with the gun, but with the spotter. I'm losing light. Fast. There's some big bucks out there in that field. I just can't tell what they are. But I know they're big, I just don't know if it's the one I'm looking for. Been sitting here looking through that scope all night. 3 straight hours. Fun. I got deer right in front of me too. Well, it'll be an interesting hunt when we get over in that blind. My gun's sighted in. Got my eye on a pretty awesome deer. The second gun season in Iowa is a few days away. Time to head to Missouri. We're going on a doe hunt with Barb and Linda. Now this is what dream season's all about. Terry and I love sharing time with each other, and that gets even more fun and more enjoyable when we can add 2 of our 3 sisters into the mix. Nancy doesn't choose to hunt, but Barb and Linda, they absolutely love it. Terry and I usually do the same stuff too, just not on camera. We're at Terry's target-rich environment. We've always tried to kill 1 doe apiece in the past. This year we'll see if we can get 2 or 3 for the girls. Ought to be interesting. I feel sorry for the does. Barb kills a doe.
First time, oh my God.
Linda kills a doe.
Good shot, baby.
Barb kills her second doe. Linda kills her second doe. Jim's up to bat. 2 for Big Jim.
He dropped right there.
Terry's not gonna let them have all the fun. He kills 2. What a fantastic evening. 8 does, all on film. More fun than we can possibly have in one night. A lot of fun up there with Barb and Linda. Absolutely love it. That's what dream season is all about. All right, their does are in the bag, back to Iowa. And I've got somebody very special coming up to help me out. Aaron Bennett's back in the fold. Aaron was out all summer. He had an injury while playing softball. Tore his ACL out, had to get it replaced. He's finally coming back, and can't wait to get back in the stand with Big Aaron Bennett. What is that?
left you a banana. Banana and best of luck from Team Lurk.
Oh, sweet. How nice is that? This sucker's frozen already. That's how cold it is. They just laid that out about 30 minutes ago, and this sucker is ice. But I'm gonna eat it anyway. Chiquita, we're coming after you. Not like frozen bananas. That's gotta be good luck. Headed into the blind that night. Here it is, myself, Bennett, sunshiny day. It's like 4 degrees out. We know the deer are gonna be moving. Now there's a first. It's so cold, our breath is forming on the insides of these windows into ice. See lots of deer, lots of movement. And then right towards dark, antlers. Jesus. This buck comes out, I mean, he's just a giant 8-point. I've got pictures of him and I'm looking at him and you know, my sights are set on Chiquita, but what an extreme temptation. I hope I don't regret passing this buck. Flakes start to fly. The high is supposed to be 4 or 5 degrees. This ought to get these deer up and moving. Maybe tonight's the night we're gonna see the buck of my dreams. Back after Mr. Chiquita. This will be night number 3. And we'll see if we have any better luck. A little bit different environment tonight. Last night it was high pressure, beautiful. Today it's a low overcast sky, and we got a little additional snow cover. The only thing colder than 5 degrees yesterday is 6 degrees today with an east wind and snow. That's all condensation from our breath. We're having enough trouble with the windows. Everything's going up to the screws. Here it is before 3 o'clock. We got one doe out on the food plot. We got a buck across the drainage over there, and we're back to this stand for the second night in a row. We've got an east wind, very good wind direction tonight. We're not really hitting anything as far as where we think the deer are coming from. Last night we had a bunch of deer that went right through our wind. Tonight, very little are gonna come from over here, so we should be in for a spectacular night. Last night we had a lot of trouble with the windows icing up, fogging up. So we went to Walmart, we bought de-icer, defogger. We've coated the windows completely. Hopefully we won't have the issue tonight because it was a real hindrance last night as far as visual and camera. We'll see how it goes tonight. What a difference a day makes. Last night the deer were just moving and coming and going, high pressure. Today, this snow front, they're coming out, they're putting their head down and they're eating, eating, eating. It's gonna be one interesting evening. This might be the night we see Chiquita. There's a huge buck right in front of us. He's right there. You see him? Raise your thing. Look at her, look at her. He's looking away from us. 100. You get on him. Find him. Right there. Did he go down?
I couldn't tell.
Oh, there he is. That ain't him. It wasn't him. I don't know what happened there. Well, I had it right on him. I mean, I had to put the hurt on that deer. That is a huge, huge deer. Right here at the last second, a doe caught our wind. Everything heads up, down into the bottom. That is a huge deer. If we got him, he'd make the biggest deer I ever killed with a gun in my life. He's a giant. I mean, a true giant, 5-year-old buck. Just magnum. I don't know what happened there. Could you tell at all?
I thought I saw like snow explode.
The smoke blocked my view, as is always the case. Ah, that gun's right on though at that distance. I mean, that should have cleaned his clock. I even held down.
You want to look at footage?
Yeah, let's do. I hope I got him. God, I don't know. God, with that smoke like that, you never know what happened, you know? I know. I think it was him just, I don't think that's a bullet. I think that's just him taking off. Let's see what you think. Like, I think it's just his, like when he leaves. No? What happened there?
It looked like snow, but I couldn't tell if it was snow behind him or snow off his
What
back.
snow off of his back?
Or is that the bullet hit him and then the snow shook off?
That's what I think it is, because it
I
shakes over the whole thing.
I don't see brown.
Look, watch, like all the snow goes. I think we need to go look at it. Oh, and there's blood right here. Comes around this tree. I've got blood. We got out, and I don't know if you can see these flakes, but there's just enough to cover over this track, this blood trail, which I've got a little blood, not a lot of blood, but muzzleloader, that's no surprise. I'm gonna keep going. See it? Yeah. There, 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 there. Hey, check out to your left. Let's get him out here where we can see this sucker. What a giant. What do you say about a deer of this caliber? There's nothing you can say. I'm humbled beyond belief right now. The snow is still falling very lightly. It's why we tracked aggressively, because I knew if the snow covered up the blood, all we were going to be looking for was a deer. And we had just enough blood in the snow to lead us to this guy. I'm just pumped. Found him last year with a wildlife eye. Got one clip of him. Then Aaron Bennett found a shed about a mile from here, disking up a field this spring. And then we honed in on his home core area and was all over him this summer with the Reconyx cameras. Velvet shot after velvet shot. Then the scrapes came around, got all kinds of pictures of him, and hunted him a lot this year with my bow and never did see him. Tonight marks the first time I've ever seen the animal. That's all it took, one time. He is without question the best buck I've taken in years. And in addition to that, he's the largest deer I've ever killed with a firearm. Killed him with a Thompson Center Endeavor. Sighted it in the other day. The gun shot beautifully. And I didn't need all the BDC reticle circles because the deer was about 80 yards. Made a good shot, snow flies off his back, and here he is. One dead, monstrous deer. 19 points. I don't know that I've ever killed a deer with that many points. Aaron, I'm glad you were here to share it with me, brother. Look at that sucker. Flakes are flying. Happy days. Hey, girl.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How was it?
It was good, kiddo. It was good.
That's awesome. I'm glad you got it. You deserve that.
Well, thank you, kiddo. I had to share it with you. Now our work begins. You know how this goes. I'll talk to you later tonight. Thank you, sweetheart.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
That's a cold buggy ride, brother. I can only imagine. How was it?
The ride?
No, the deer hunt. I don't care about the ride.
Good.
I care about the deer hunt. When I got that text that AB's down, I didn't know if your knee blew back out or the butt.
That's why I set it down. I thought Jared wondered who's down.
Guess we didn't need to eat that Chiquita banana the other day.
Chiquita's gonna live another day.
Oh, nice. Wow.
What a way to wrap a dream season. All of the good fortune we've had with Taylor's buck, my bow buck, and now to top it off with a buck that had 19 scoreable points. He ended up grossing 190 and 2/8. I felt so lucky to share it with family and the fact that Jared and John were there, and even more fortunate to share it with Aaron Bennett. I had nicknamed that buck the Aaron Bennett buck because it was the only shed that Aaron Bennett found last spring. We had 20 guys hunting sheds all weekend. Aaron got skunked, but he saved the best for last. He was working on a food plot with us this spring, picks up that one side. It was the biggest shed of the year, and what do you know, now we're holding both sides, only this time they're attached to his head. Thank you, Aaron. Thanks to everybody.
No, this wasn't the buck he was after, but I'm sure Mark wasn't disappointed with what was, at the time, his largest whitetail ever taken with a firearm. I'd say that is a very Merry Christmas. Well, folks, that's all she wrote for 2016 and DoD TV. Be sure to subscribe to our Drury Outdoors YouTube channel and check out all the surprises we got coming your way in 2017. Thanks for watching this edition, Throwback style, of DoD TV, and until next time, safe hunting. This edition of DoD TV is brought to you by Cabela's. It's in your nature.